Hello everybody. So recently I was visiting a flea market and I saw this watch, clock, actually electronic clock, and for sentimental reasons I wanted to buy it. And I did. I bought this watch, this clock, and at the first glance it looked pretty sad, I would say, and it didn't work. Yeah, and here is the market, as you can see, quite noisy, but full of a lot of stuff. Yeah, and the clock was quite in bad, poor condition. And first, what I did, I wanted to open it up and see what's inside. So after I plug it in, I saw that the clock doesn't show a proper values. It just show 888, and when I push the buttons, then some random numbers appearing on the screen. So definitely there is some kind of issue. So, and when I open it up, I wanted to see what could be the problem. And basically, as you can see, there is a display, which is this like a tube display. There is actual elements glowing inside. So yeah, and it consists basically of two parts. There is this power supply part and the main board for the clock. The assembly is pretty simple, and there is no magic. I don't know the year of this clock. I can try to find 90 something, but basically the problem is in the power supply area with the power supply two capacitors. These are old aluminum casing. Probably the capacitance is already gone, and I will try to repair first the capacitors, and then I will see what's going on here. So fast forward, I will remove the capacitors, and for better comparison, I will test it first. And yeah, and I was marking the positive lead on the PCB because there was no markings. And when I plug this capacitor into component tester, I saw that it show up 30 picofarads, so it's way less than it should be. It should be 100 microfarads. So basically there was no cap at all. Yeah, picofarads, 20 or 30 picofarads. It's way less than it should be. So for safety measures, I will test it second time. It showed the same, so it's garbage. And for the second capacitor, I didn't even test it because wasn't actually quite necessary to do that. The big one is 63 volts, 100 microfarads, and the second one is 24 volts, 20 microfarads. So I was looking in my shop, and I found similar capacitor, but used one. Yeah, I didn't had new ones in my shop. So and as it is used, I was making sure that this is exactly 100 microfarads. So I also plug it in the tester. I wanted to see what the capacitance is, and as it turns out, yeah, it's exactly 102 microfarads. So good to go. Yeah, now I will solder back the new capacitor, and so I was for for testing I was putting in another capacitor, but yeah, it just didn't work well. So I will find the proper value and then I plug it in. Yeah. So basically, this was the main issue of this clock. There wasn't any. There was another one. When I plug it in the main grid, it sometimes show the same glitch, this 888 sequence on the screen. But then when I like plug it again or restart, it shows the clock as it is. Yeah. When I was, I don't know, 10 years old, my mother had the similar clock, and it has some kind of Mozart or something melody inside, and it every morning 6 a.m. it was ringing like crazy. So yeah, that's why I bought this one. I thought maybe it has the same, but no, it just beeps like or screams basically. It doesn't play any melody or something, so a disappointment, but still. Yeah, it was fun to repair this one. And the assembly of this clock is pretty simple, and there was a similar one with 9-volt battery inside, and when you lost the grid power, it still holds the value of the clock. But this one doesn't, so it's totally dependent on the grid, and if the grid voltage drops, basically you are out of, your clock is in reset state. Now I will clean this a bit and see how dirty insides are. Yes, and basically what you see here, I plug it in, and yeah, it shows kind of proper values. No, yeah, and this is the glitch. It shows basically nothing. Like it's like kind of stuck to 8888, and then when I plug it, pull it out and plug it again in a main, it starts to simply work. I don't know what the glitch is. Maybe something about inrush currents, but this is quite old. I don't think this IC could really be harmed by inrush currents, but maybe. As I was disappointed that this clock doesn't have any melody, I wasn't trying to repair it further. So I leave it as it is. I just a little bit clean the case. I fix the main issue, and basically I get this one working. And yeah, that was the fun part. Maybe I will try to look further in to see what's causing this problem, why it doesn't start the first time. But basically, I don't think I'm gonna use this clock for a while, so it just was fun to repair. And there was messing with the internal potentiometer, but I didn't even know what does it change. Maybe the brightness or the speed of this counter, but I was running this for 1 day, and there was no difference in time, so I guess it works okay. Sometimes with these old clocks there is a problem that elements which sets the timer, basically there are some elements which generates the clock signal, and it's some piezo. No, it's not piezo, but it's like a crystal which operates in some specific frequencies, and there on those crystals there are parts per million which tend to drift away. So after a few years, 10 or so, the clock starts to delay. And I have on my channel, I have the this Montana watch I repaired. And basically I just cleaned the PCB and changed the battery, and there was exactly the same, this problem that the clock is drifting away for 1 day. There was a minute or so, so basically noticeable change. Yeah. Or maybe just time just runs a bit faster these days, who knows. Yep. But this is it for this repair. Thanks for watching. Have a nice weekend or nice working day, and see you next time. Bye.